Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hey guys. All right. Today's episode is sponsored by some of my absolute favorites, Josh and Joanna Scott with Studio 88, dentistry's story-driven marketing agency. You guys, I love this company. I love this team. They just built a website for me and they made it so easy. They were able to figure out what I wanted without me even knowing what I wanted. And I love them because traditional dental marketing doesn't attract new patients because it doesn't accurately represent your practice. So when a patient lands on a templated website with stock photographs and clunky design, they have nothing to connect to and they leave. Don't lose patients that you've never met. The team at Studio 88 creates a digital presence that is authentically you. So patients trust you and your team from the moment they encounter your brand. They bring your story to life and get attention with beautiful websites, real photography and video, and a digital strategy that works. Because guess what, guys? Your story is worth it. So go check them out, you guys. They have the power of story in your marketing. Visit their website, S8E8.com. That's S8E8.com. Two of my favorite people. I know you guys won't be disappointed. Thank you so much, guys. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, today is all things billing, and I brought back one of my favorites. She knows billing. I literally, if I don't know the answer, I look like I know the answers, and it's really because I just have a great friend named Sarah that I can text, and she's so generous of helping me out, and I'm excited to welcome her back to the podcast. Sarah, how are you today?
Hello. Hi, Kiera. I'm great. How are you?
Good. It's a good day, but really, truly, isn't that exactly what happens? I will literally text you, hey, Sarah, a patient or a client just said this. What do I say?
Real quick question. Help. Yes.
It happens more than I care to admit, but that's okay because that's not my zone of excellence, nor have I ever wanted to be the billing queen. That's Sarah's zone of excellence, and I will let you stay there forever.
Well, I am happy to help you and be your billing backup. So let me know. And
as you guys know, Sarah has she has her own billing company, and she does virtual coaching. She's coached a lot of the Dental Team clients. So if you guys are needing billing help, Sarah's your girl. And Sarah, today, I think we should talk about, I know we actually have a client right now, and we've had a few of them go through this. We're actually doing a billing training. So it's online. And I was thinking, why don't we walk them through kind of that process, what that looks like, so people understand, because I know when I think of billing training, it might be a lot different than what you actually do. And I would love people to hear kind of how you guide and coach offices through this billing.
Super idea. So the best part about online billing training is that I can remote log into your office, use your computer, your software, your patients, your team to teach you all things billing. So it is so much more relevant and helpful when you're seeing things that are happening in your office, and it's your software, it's your desk that this is happening at. So I try to make it as kind of fun but informative as possible because I'm not really there, but I really like having fun. So
that's why Sarah and I became friends. On the next podcast, I'll tell you how we actually met. It's pretty funny.
Oh, that's a story. But so the goal is for 4 hours. We'll log in, help you any way you need. If you have questions, we'll answer them. We'll solve problems. We can implement a billing system from start to we can clean AR, we can work on claims, we can read EOBs, all of these things, and we can do it online remotely in your own office. It's awesome.
That is so incredible because I know a lot of offices, they've had this long-term team member who all of a sudden decides to give a 2-week notice, or they chose not to come back because of COVID or whatever it was. And offices call in a panic. Hey, Kiera, the person who's been doing all my billing, they're no longer here. And you guys, I feel that way right now. I have a key team member who is not unexpectedly leaving. I knew this person was leaving, but I've got this panic and this terror of how is the business going to perform without this person? It's terrifying. So I understand what that feels like. And you go into this panic, I need help mode. And that's what I love that Sarah does is what I suggest when Sarah works with offices is doctors for you to be on these calls if you can. I know it seems crazy and ludicrous, and I do not ever want a doctor to have to do billing. That is not the intent. The intent is, docs, if you know this, there's two great things that can happen. One, you're never handcuffed or shackled to somebody else again. Never ever will you be tied and your paycheck and your livelihood and your business dependent on this biller. And number two, you can actually hold your billers and your future team more accountable because you know how to do their job, but you never have to do it. And that's the beautiful piece of this. So usually doctors will get on. So Sarah, let's say we're in office and I don't really know what I need. I know I've got a new front desk gal. They need to learn billing. Kind of walk us through the topics or how you would do this, because I know you guys can do it in a 4-hour chunk. You've sometimes done it over like a 6-week period. So you'll teach a topic and then they go for a week working on it and you'll pop in and spot check that item that they're learning. And then the next week you'll go back and look at it. That's my preferred way because I think as the person I am, I like to do it myself and actually get into the groove and then email you questions when I'm struggling. And you're probably the fastest responder to emails known to man, which is amazing about you. But kind of walk us through, if we're an office that's really needing that, what would be like my first week? How would you go through if I'm a brand new biller? I don't really know how to do my job, or I think I know what I'm doing, but I really just want you to train me and make sure I know solid what I'm doing.
Yeah. So starting at the very bottom is benefits. What do we need to know about the patient's insurance to get us started? That's the very bottom. I call it the foundation. So that's where we start when we have a new biller or a new front office team and we're going to start from scratch. So I'll send you a form. It's the benefit breakdown form of all time.
This is the golden one. You guys, it'll be on the website. So go on over, if you want that form, go on over to thedentalyteam.com, click on the podcast link. We have all the forms. It says like, yes, I want the forms. Be sure to click there. If you can't find it, email us hello@thedentalyteam.com. That way you guys can get the golden benefit breakdown form. I used to think I had a great one. Sarah's is better.
Well, we collaborated and condensed, so now they're very good, but they're all customizable. So find out, what does your office do? Every office has their niche, right? We talked about this before. What does your doctor do best? Is it full gold crowns? I don't know why they would do that, but maybe it is. Whatever it is, get that code added onto your benefit breakdown forms. So we start here. We start with building a foundation that you then use for everything else dental billing. Step 2 would probably be documentation. How do we document what's happening and how do we read that documentation? What documentation is then necessary for claims? What claims need documentation? Literally, we will talk about every single minute detail that there is. And we do it in a way that's so relevant because we're looking at your screens. We're looking at your posted treatment. We're looking at your patient claims. So we're going to go through step by step every single thing. Where do we put the benefits? Where do we post the treatment? What needs to be attached to what? Once it's attached, what do we do with it? I don't even know. We'll talk about claim submission. We'll talk follow-up, aging claims, everything, the whole shebang. 4 hours. We try to cover it all. If it is someone that we're training and we're working on one particular thing, I'll assign them a task. Your goal for this week is to do this. For every single patient that comes in, I'll pop in remotely a few times throughout that week, check the work, answer the questions, be the backup. And then once we know you've got that piece perfect, we'll bump it up to the next one. So after we do this thing. So that's what we'll work on next week. And while we're doing this, that office is back up too. So I can facilitate what the office isn't working to make sure that none of the billing is happening.
Got it. So if I understand right, what you mean is you're still working in the offices as the backup. So that way, if I'm learning as a new person how to set up my foundation for benefits. So that's the first piece. I'm getting really good at insurance verification. You, Sarah, are working in the background, making sure our claims are being submitted and our attachments and our narratives and all those pieces so they don't fall through the cracks and we don't fall behind for 6 weeks. And then week 2, you'll teach me how to submit my claims with my attachments for narratives. Is that how you were referring?
Right. Yep. So if you go with the training and throw one of the monthly services on with the package, then absolutely, I can submit claims, I can post payments, I can do aging, I can do all of those things for the office so they can only focus on that one particular piece of the puzzle for that week.
So really, it's like billing mastery is what we're doing here. We're learning each part of the process and mastering it as we move on. And something that helped me when I was learning billing, you guys, I did not know billing. I didn't even know I should do insurance verification. I didn't have a benefits breakdown. And thank heavens I hired this ridiculously expensive girl. I remember she didn't even live in the state and she was moving there. And I was like, oh, perfect. We'll use you. I was paying her a fortune to do insurance verification because I thought this was the aha of ahas because my treatment planning got so much better because I had all the information. And then I realized I was ridiculously overpaying for insurance verification and moved her into a different role. But what I love about this is you walk them through every single piece of it. And I feel like billing is a pyramid, like you were saying. So there's the base foundation. If you get that rock solid, then you move to the next and the next and the next. And they always say good information in, good information out. And it makes your billing so clean and easy if you follow the proper steps, which really aren't that hard. It's just learning it, looking for those odd nuances because every insurance plan is different, but just learning and figuring out the patterns, which again, really aren't that hard. It just takes repetition. They say repetition is the mother of skill. And so Sarah, I love when you do this process with the offices because they can have repetition. Then we add on the next layer, repetition. And docs, you can even go through it, learn it, and really become masterful.
It works.
At this.
It works perfectly.
Yeah. Okay. So something else, Sarah, give us I like to just give quick nuggets. So if any of you out there are struggling or want to do this, reach out to us, hello@thedentalateam.com. We'll connect you with Sarah. Sarah's phenomenal. So if you're in that zone, you lost your key biller, or you're like some of our other offices who through COVID wanted to just learn how to do the billing themselves, reach out. Sarah's fantastic. We'll help you guys out with that. hello@thedentalateam.com. Like I said, Sarah's one of our sister companies that we love to work with. So Sarah, drop a few little nuggets of if I'm a new office or I want to learn billing, like what are some of your favorite little pieces that even if I'm a great office and I've been billing forever, this would blow my mind or hopefully just remind me of something. What are some of your favorite things when you're teaching this process to teach offices about?
It kind of is different for every office. I know that's probably crazy to say, but some of the things, my favorite things to talk about are benefits. I love entering benefits into computers. It makes me happy. And then I love showing how that information flows out into the world and creates better treatment plans, like you were saying. It creates better checkouts. It creates better patient collections. It kind of touches on everything. One of my other most favorite things to talk about is patient collections, which is probably a little crazy.
I'm sure every dentist listening is like turning up the volume. Tell us more. We're ready.
Let's talk about how we can put patient collections into its own system that is basically going to happen with or without us. All you're going to have to do is run those statements weekly. That's my big secret, everybody. Weekly patient statements, so that the aging is much more accurate. We don't have to wait for that big, giant mass of statements at the end of the month that then creates a big, giant mass of phone calls a week later. That's the thing we want to avoid. We want to keep our aging under control by keeping it constantly flowing.
So Sarah, you like to use too much and I want to hear on that. How do you get your billing, your collections to be automatic without you? Like in a quick 30 seconds.
Basically have a system in place that you know what's going to happen every single time. When you receive a payment from an insurance company, if there is a balance on that patient's account and there are no open claims, send them a statement right that second. Print it out, send it electronically, however you do it, send it. Then send the next one 30 days later. it's a pattern. We will put a pattern in place so that when we are running our aging, we can look at the number for the column number and know what we're doing for that column's accounts, whether it's calling or sending or whatever. Every month, it just will be a pattern. We'll see where we're going, what needs to be done, and then hopefully the next month there's fewer that are continuing on the pattern. So it's like I kind of think it like a train track. You jump on the train at any particular stop, you just keep going in a circle, and the train will bring you back to that position. It's just the position we want to end up on is a zero balance in the patient's account.
Zero balance. I agree. And as a little plug for 2 other companies that we love, we do have a partnership with Medento.io. So if you guys want to, be sure to tell them the Dental A team sent you. You'll get a discounted fee with them. Medento is one of my favorites because they can text statements that will automatically go into your software. So that's a faster way than mailing statements. I still think mailing has its place because those you still sometimes have to mail, but the texting option really helps a lot of practices. So Medento.io, they are a company, again, like I said, we have an affiliate program with them and they do give you guys a discounted rate. So be sure to reach out to them. The founder of that actually is an office that I've gone in personally and coached their office. He's a phenomenal person. And then the other company that we don't have any special pricing with, maybe one day I should reach out to Flex. So if you guys talk to Flex, tell them we sent you and tell them that we want to set up Dental A team pricing. But Flex only works with Open Dental. Medento works with Dentrix, and I believe EagleSoft they just reached into EagleSoft. But Flex primarily is with Open Dental. Flex is another great option for sending statements, and the perk of both of these 2 softwares is they also massively help with your treatment planning. So 2 great options for this with the automatic statements because you just create that pattern like Sarah was saying, but now you can also add texting and paying online, Apple Pay, which makes it way faster because you've just made it more convenient for patients to pay you. Very, very true. Cool. Okay. So those are your nuggets. So you guys, if you're struggling, you've got some of these issues, or even if you're not struggling, I don't think we always have to struggle. I don't think I have to wait for our boat to be on fire before we call for help. Reach out. Hello at the Dental A team. Sarah is phenomenal, you guys. I have heard raving reviews. They love Sarah. Sarah's very easy, as you guys can probably imagine, very easy to coach and to train and to teach in a very simple way that your team can actually get it. So many people ask me, where do we go for billing? We have an online billing course at thedentalateam.com, and I think it pairs really well with what Sarah does. And so either way, I don't care what you guys do, but make sure you reach out, get that help if that's something that you're in need of, because I'll be real, I was highly in need of that as an office manager when I started.
Training is super for 2 reasons. It shows you what you don't know, but you don't know what you don't know sometimes. Mm-hmm. So especially for those docs, like you were saying, get to the bottom of it. Know what you're working with so that you don't have to be so reliant.
Yes, that reliancy piece is what will keep you up at night. It will keep you stressed, and it doesn't need to be. There are solutions out there. So I'm a firm believer that when I'm in the mode of it and I'm there, take massive action. So if this is something that you've been thinking of, don't put it on your to-do list. Just shoot the email hello@thedentalateam.com. Say, yep, I'm ready for billing, and we will get you connected with Sarah. So I think it'll be a great option for you guys. Sarah, you're fantastic, and thank you for being a resource that is a totally different zone than what I ever want to do. And when you said you love to enter benefits, I'm like, oh, if you want to torture me, make me do the benefits. This is why they're all different shape, like all different people of all different sizes and personalities and everything, so we can complement one another in all the ways. So thank you, Sarah.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you, Kiera. You're the best too.
Of course. All right, you guys, there's some little nuggets for billing. Get it set up, get that process, get your statements on automatic, get the benefits form. You guys can reach out to us. We've got that benefits form. These are the steps for getting your billing. And then if you're needing help from A to Z, or even just like M through L through M, there we go. That's how the alphabet goes. Reach out and we can absolutely help you. All right, Sarah, thank you so much for joining us, and all of you, thank you. And I'll catch you next time on the Dental A Team Podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental A Team Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.